In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a journal assignment. Now, a journal is a little bit different from a discussion board or a traditional assignment, and I tend to use it for reflection purposes. So I have my students read certain works and then I give them a prompt to reflect on those works. But a journal can be a more kind of private thing than a discussion. So in order to create a journal, go to your content area and select Tools and then Journals. And then it's going to give us this option to create a link to either the journal page. So if you're going to have multiple journals that students are going to have to complete, you can have it just linked to that page, or to a specific journal. So we have a bunch of journals here already that exist. So we can choose to link to one of those, or we can create a new journal. So that's what we're going to do. So create a new journal. Once you've done that, you want to go ahead and name the journal. And then in the instructions, you want to go ahead and put the instructions for your students. So here I have a word length requirement for the journal, and then I tell them to use examples from that week's readings or from modern events to support their ideas. So you would put the journal availability as yes. You can also do date and time restrictions for the journal. And for journal settings, you can allow users to edit and delete entries, and you can also permit course users to view the journal. So if you want it to be a little less private, you can also allow them to do that. And then you want to set the grade for however many points possible. And you also have this option to show participants as needs grading after every 1 entries. What this will do is after a student posts, it will go ahead and let you know that they need grading in the needs grading menu over here. But we're not going to be grading this. So I'm going to hit submit. So once you do that, your journal should show up in the link to a journal here, and you'll go ahead and select that journal and click next. And now what you have to do is take those same instructions that you had for your journal and put them in this text box, so that way it shows up for students. And hit submit. And it'll say success, link, women's rights reflection created. And if we go all the way to the bottom here, this is where our reflection is, our journal is. So students will be able to click this and they'll see the journal instructions, and they'll be able to create a journal entry here and put their journal information here and post the entry. So next we're going to go over how to create a wiki. And wikis are really interesting assignments because they allow for collaborative writing in your class. And if you want to create a wiki, all you have to do is go to your content area, select Tools, and then Wikis. So just like with the journals, it will tell you, do you want to link to the wiki page? That is definitely an option if you're going to have multiple wikis. But in this case, we want to link to a specific wiki. So I already have a wiki here, but I'm going to show you how to create a wiki from scratch. So we're going to add that option here. So what you want to do is you want to name your wiki. In my case, mine's named Epistolary Novel. So I teach the Gothic, and 2 of the Gothic novels that my students read are in epistolary format, which means that they're in diary entries, letters, telegrams, etc. So I thought that it would be a cool assignment for students to try to recreate that format and write collaboratively. And it would be really interesting for them to kind of get that experience of writing an epistolary novel as a class. So I gave them this assignment where they would draft a 300 to 500 word document describing the events in the following synopsis. And they could do it from the point of view of these characters and use these potential documents to do so. So once you've put your instructions into the instruction box, you can make the wiki available. You can also limit the availability to a certain time, and you can make it open to editing, open to commenting. And you can also make it gradable. And once again, you can choose this option to show that it needs grading after so many entries. But I'm going to make this not graded. I'm going to hit submit. So once you have your wiki created, you'll go ahead and select it and hit next. and then it'll have the instructions text there for you. And then you'll hit submit, and it'll say success, the link to the wiki was created. And if you scroll all the way down, it'll be here. So this epistolary novel assignment was really fun because I think it allowed students to really immerse themselves in the text. So I will go ahead and go to that original wiki to show you how students interacted with the assignment. So as I said before, the thing I really like about the wiki assignment is it allows students to write collaboratively. So I'm going to go ahead and go into this wiki and show you how it shows student participation. So as you can see here, students have a variety of artifacts or documents that they have created to write this epistolary novel. And you have the option, because you might be thinking, well, if we're going to write a wiki, isn't it going to be difficult to figure out who contributed what and how am I going to grade that? What you can do is click here on participation and grading, and you'll be able to see who contributed what to the wiki and how many words they modified and what percentage of words that they modified in the assignment. So you get a pretty clear blueprint of who contributed what. If you're more interested in what a specific student did, you can go ahead and click on their name and it'll show you what they contributed to the wiki. So here we have multiple versions of this same blog post that this student contributed, and they're within the word count, and then this is their grade. And then you can also give feedback to the learner and hit submit. So this is one way to use wikis to help students write collaboratively and then also grade them.